say that he's going to win. It's such a massive jump. You see, with my career, we took steps. How did I look against Samuel Vargas, who just fought Vergil Ortiz? How did I look against Chris Algier when he just beat a good fight? How did I look against Formella when he just lost to Sean Porter? And we weigh up how I am in comparison. You can sort of do the benchmark. There's no benchmark with him apart from Congo. So how do you then go from there to there? We're climbing the ranks. We're getting to them levels where it's like, how am I looking? How am I looking with this style? How am I looking with that? Chris Van Herden, when he just fought Jaron Ennis, how did I look in comparison? So you want to sort of find out where you are. And as far as I'm concerned, right now, they don't come nowhere near me. If McKinson fought any of them last 4 opponents that I just fought, they probably would have gone points and been a very, very, very boring fight.
What's good, YouTube? It's KB with JusDueBoxing, back with another video. And yes, so y'all just heard that was a live stream that Conor Benn did, and it was picked up by Fight Hype, where he discussed future opponents, and a couple names that stood out to me and it was very surprising to me that he mentioned him was none other than Jaron Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz. Now, Vergil Ortiz has a fight later on tonight with, Michael McKinson, who I expect him to absolutely destroy and knock out. But nonetheless, Conor Benn mentioned Vergil Ortiz and Jaron Boots Ennis, and he said, he'd be willing to face both of them. And he went on to say, how they both fought Chris Van Herden, and, he kind of basically compared himself to both of the fighters. You know what I'm saying? Basically saying in his opinion, it's not even close. They're not even close to him. You know what I mean? In terms of level. So that really that really raised my eyebrow. And, it's just, for one, him mentioning those two fighters' names surprised me, because those are two guys that I felt like either he or his team, just wasn't interested in putting him in the ring with. That's just the feel of things. It just, with the fighters that he's faced now, I get it. He's faced step-up fights, but, I just don't think you go from Chris Van Herden to Vergil Ortiz or Jaron Boots Ennis. Not to say that they're the most proven, but you get what I'm saying. When Boots fought Chris Van Herden, I believe it was stopped, early because of the clash of heads, and Chris Van Herden had the real big gash on his forehead or whatever. But if anybody knows boxing, they know Boots was definitely on his way to breaking that dude down, stopping him, and getting him out of there if it wasn't for that accidental headbutt. Now, with Vergil Ortiz comparing performances, and I guess he figured because he stopped Van Herden in one round, he's saying, these guys are not even close to him in terms of what he's doing. And I think that's where he's extremely wrong. I think that's where he's, he got to get in touch with reality a little bit more. Jaron Boots Ennis is definitely something like he's never seen before in his life, and I'm willing to bet money. And I like Conor Benn. Respect to him. I seen the growth. I seen the maturity. I seen, how raw and inexperienced he was coming into the pro ranks, learning on the job, and I seen the progression and how much better he's gotten as a fighter. But he's still nothing close to Jaron Boots Ennis, in my honest opinion. Now, I'm not just saying Boots would get in there and just watch him and he wouldn't be able to do anything at all, but nonetheless, if Conor Benn were to get in the ring with Jaron Boots Ennis anytime soon, I'm picking Boots by stoppage. I just think Boots is a better athlete. He's more skilled, more polished. He can do more things. He can switch hit. He's power in both hands. IQ out of this world, and I think he's a generational talent. Not saying that Conor Benn isn't a hell of a fighter himself, because he is, but I think, Vergil Ortiz also is another name that'd be a tough fight for Conor Benn as well. And I think that fight would be closer in terms of competition than it would be with him and Boots. I think Boots beats both of these guys, and I think he stops them both. You know what I mean? You take your pick. I mean, I'm not saying it'd be easy fights or here just walk through these guys, but that's just my humble, honest opinion. That's something I always give y'all over here at JusDueBoxing, and it's no different now. I honestly, truly believe Boots is a generational talent, and I think I would favor him to beat not only Vergil Ortiz, but Conor Benn as well. And I just thought it was interesting that he mentioned their names and say he'd be willing to fight them. And that's the kind of energy I respect and like to hear from Conor Benn. Because like I said, those are two names I didn't think he would he would be too willing and eager to mention, and he proved me wrong. And I'm here to say it, and I'm glad he said that. And, you know, I'm hearing Boots might be facing Stanionis next, but if not, I don't see why they can't make a fight with him and Conor Benn. I think it's time for Conor Benn to truly get in there with somebody that's going to test him, and then some, man. Him getting in there with a Jerron Boots Ennis and a Vergil Ortiz would definitely be the type of test that he needs to get him to the next level, man. But that's my thoughts on it. Y'all get in the comment section. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Are y'all surprised that Conor the Destroyer Benn mentioned, you know, Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz in the same sentence? And, you know, he also alluded to them not even being on his level or not being in the same ballpark as him. You know what I mean? So y'all go check that full interview out on Fight Hype. And get in that comment section as always, and let me know if I gave that boy Conor Benn, Vergil Ortiz, and Jerron Boots Ennis their just due, because that's what I do over here at JusDueBoxing. Until the next one, I'm out. Peace.